Hi everyone, how are you? This video is going to be about what is a business model. And this is a term that's used all the time and most of the time incorrectly. So in this video I'm going to clarify what exactly a business model is and how you should think about that for your business and what maybe your model will be and how to refine it, right? So first of all, people use the word business model as any number of mistaken ways. They say, oh, business model is how you make money. Business model is how, how profitable you are, whatever. It's kind of not quite that. And often people confuse business model with revenue model. And I have a video specifically comparing what's a business model and what's a revenue model. But in this video, I'm going to just explain what's a business model, right? And you can make it complicated, but let's not. Let's make it really simple. The really simple definition of a business model is essentially the entire operations of your business, how that works. And the reason it's important to look at that bigger picture is because every piece of your business, it has to work together. All the pieces have to work together. The sales, the production, the operations, the product. And the reason that they have to work together is because at the end of the day, the business has to bring in enough money for all the things you do, right? For the creating the product, or providing the product, and then marketing the product. You have to be able, all that has to be in tune with how you're making money from the product, and that's the model. That's really your business model, right? If you want to, if you wanted to get deep into things, you can talk about the manufacturing, the suppliers, the this and that, and the production. But for many businesses, not all those elements are present. But what's always present is that there has to be a balance of whatever the important pieces are for your business. So, and that balance is the business model. And what you have to do as the business owner is get that balance working in a way that you're making more money than you're spending to get it, right? So the business model is it takes a look at, how you're producing whatever you're producing, how you are marketing and promoting whatever you're producing, meaning what's your distribution channel and how big is that distribution channel, and are you selling enough of these things to make enough revenue. And if you make enough revenue, more than your costs, then your business model is working. If it's not, then if you're not, then something's not right with the business model. There's a couple of at least one. I'm going to discuss at least one very popular business model, and I already have a video about that. But the very good example of a business model is the freemium business model. I already have a video about the freemium business model. I'll quickly explain what it is, and then I'll give an example, and then I'll give actually couple examples when that's best and when it's not. So the freemium business model is kind of like how it sounds. You get a lot of people for free to come to your business, and then you hope to sell something to some portion of those people. And the reason that works exceptionally well is that when you get that mass of people coming to you for free, they not only come to you for free, and they also bring their friends. They create buzz, and they basically, the attention's on your business, right? And at the same time, those guys, these customers, even the free customers, they aren't going to your competitor, right? So you're kind of suffocating your competitor. You're not giving them the distribution. You're taking all the people. And then some of those people, you get a lot of, when something is free, a lot of people show up for it. Well, not always. It has to be something that's good. But when you do get that mass of people, from that mass of people, when a small percentage converts into buyers, that's actually reasonable for you. That's not bad because of the volume. The initial volume was just so big, and that's considered one of the most effective business models is when you get that freemium mechanism going, where you get that bulk of people, that huge volume of people, and then when you monetize them really well, right? And to monetize people really well, there's a couple of techniques. I mean, not techniques, methods, I guess. The best is however you can get the most money from each customer, right? Sometimes it's a subscription model because people just subscribe, every month, and then it takes years. So over the lifetime of that customer, their value is really great because they're subscribing and they don't unsubscribe, and then more people subscribe, and you basically have a great bulk of people who are subscribing. On the flip side of that, the subscriptions tend to be pretty cheap, $9.99, $4.99, 99 cents, right? So monthly subscriptions tend to be cheap, so it takes a long time to accumulate a lot of cash. At the same time, let's say you're a car manufacturer or selling something else which costs a lot of money, then your lifetime value of that customer, you can get a lot of money right in the beginning of that transaction. So the best thing to do is make sure you get a lot of money in the beginning of the transaction, if you can, and then keep the long-term relationship with that customer. And it's a very difficult balance in reality, because people want to pay or a little bit each month or upfront once. They don't want to pay more a lot and then pay again subscriptions, right? Only a few people have done this successfully. A great example of them is Apple, right? They get you to pay a lot of money for the product, and then over time you keep buying their software, you keep updating, you buy their phone, right? So you keep on. So they're really good at keeping their relationship with the customers. They're an unbelievable company at monetizing each customer to the max. So just to recap, so that was kind of an example, a little bit of an example of a freemium, and then I went into how to extract the most money from each client. And so this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to figure out how to actually get the most money from each client, right? Because whatever your costs are, to make that model work, to make your business model work, on the flip side, you have to monetize people enough to make things make sense, right? And the reason you have to think about it as a whole is because sometimes the analogy is it's like a stool. There's 3 legs, and if you take one leg out, the other 2 legs, they also fall apart. For example, let's say you're selling, I don't know, whatever you're selling, right? And then all of a sudden, you have a set price, it's working, product, it's working, but it's only working if you're able to sell to thousands and thousands of people. So if you lose that marketing channel, then you no longer have the sales and revenue, then your costs are too high, and the business model gets broken. On the flip side is if you get a lot of people and the product is good, but you're not able to extract a lot of money from the client, then the business model isn't working, because you're getting very little from each client. It's wasteful. So you have to focus on the revenue piece of it, right? So to make sure that the revenue stream gets better, so that the entire business model gets better. So that's kind of it. And of course, if you don't have a good product, then likely you won't have a big distribution channel, and likely the monetization will also not work. So they all have to sort of work together. And in some cases, in some businesses, the business model is there are more pieces to the business model. Depending on what school of kind of thought you are from, or depending, it really depends on the nature of the business. Some businesses, they have fewer of these issues that are core, and more different businesses, they're, if you're manufacturing a physical product, then it's much more complicated. But if you're having a more simple business, that you don't have to deal with supplies, you don't have to deal with manufacturing, you don't have to deal with storage and inventory management. If you don't have to deal with all that, then things become much cheaper, much simpler, and the real focus is on product, distribution, monetization. If they work well, great business model. And the greater they work, the better your business model. So you can't say there's a best business model. There's a great one, which is the freemium business model. But the best business model is the one you can hone over time. Because when you first launch, your business model won't be that good. You won't have a lot of customers, and you will be not clear how to make money from them. So you have to refine it, experiment, and over time, keep on increasing the average per customer, how much money you're making. And at some point, you will start making a lot of money, getting a lot of clients, and a lot of money per client. And then that's a really good business, right? So anyway, that's kind of how you should think about your business model. That's what a business model is. It's the whole business working as a single unit. So that's it. I hope that was educational. I hope that was informative. If it was, please subscribe to the channel. And of course, as always, I'd be delighted if you checked out the mobile apps that I make. They're the Problemio business apps. You can see them at problemio.com, or you can find them in the App Store, Google Play for Android, or the Kindle. And they're apps for starting a business, planning a business ideas, marketing, fundraising, you name it. Every issue entrepreneur has covered on the apps, just like I'm trying to cover with the videos. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.